जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ जयो गिरिवरधारी जयो गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दना जयो ब्रज जनरञ्जना जयो ब्रज जनरञ्जना यमुना तीरवनचारी जयो कुंज बिहारी जयो राधा माधव जयो कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जयो गिरिवरधारी जयो गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ जयो गिरिवरधारी जयो यशोदानन्दना जयो ब्रज जनरञ्जना जयो ब्रज जनरञ्जना यमुना तीरवनचारी जयो कुंज बिहारी जयो यमुना तीरवनचारी जयो राधा माधव जयो कुंज बिहारी जयो राधा माधव जयो कुंज बिहारी जयो राधा माधव जयो कुंज बिहारी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रोत्र श्रीमद्भय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रोत्र श्रीमद्भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की जय। सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज। ऑल ग्लोरीज ऑल ग्लोरीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री गुरु एंड श्री गौरांग। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। रीडिंग फ्रॉम श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो 12 चैप्टर 4 टेक्स्ट 1। श्री शुक उवाच कालस्ते परमाण्वादिर् द्विपरार्धावधिर्निप कथितो युगमानं च शृणु कल्पलयावपि। श्रीशुक उवाच कालस्ते परमाण्वादिर् द्विपरार्धावधिर्निप कथितो युगमानं च शृणु कल्पलयावपि। श्रीशुक उवाच कालस्ते परमाण्वादिर् द्विपरार्धावधिर्निप कथितो युगमानं च शृणु कल्पलयावपि। Shri Shuka Uvacha. Shri Shukadeva Goswami said, Kalaha, time, te, to you, Paramanu, the smallest fraction of time, measured in terms of the indivisible atom. Adi, beginning with Dviparardha, the two halves of Brahma's total lifespan. Avadhihi, culminating in Nripa, O King Parikshit. Kathitaha has been described. Yugamanam, the duration of the millennia. Cha, and Shino, now here. Kalpa, Brahma's day. Layo, annihilation. Api, also. Translation by disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Sri Shukadeva Goswami said, "My dear king, I have already described to you the measurements of time, beginning from the smallest fraction, measured by the movement of a single atom, up to the total lifespan of Lord Brahma. I have also discussed the measurement of the different millennia of universal history. Now, hear about the Brahma's day and the process of annihilation. 1,000 cycles of 4 ages constitute a single day of Brahma, known as a Kalpa. In that period, O king, 14 Manus come and go. After 1 day of Brahma, annihilation occurs during his night, which is of the same duration. At that time, all the 3 planetary systems are subject to destruction." Text 4. This is called the Naimittika, or occasional annihilation, during which the original creator, Lord Narayan, lies down upon the bed of Ananta Shesha and absorbs the entire universe within himself while Lord Brahma sleeps. Text 5. When the 2 halves of the lifetime of Lord Brahma, the most elevated created being, are complete, the 7 basic elements of creation are annihilated. Text 6. O king, upon the annihilation of the material elements, the universal egg, comprising the elemental amalgamation of creation, is confronted with destruction. Purport. It is significant that Shukadeva Goswami, the spiritual master of King Parikshit, is broadly discussing cosmic annihilation just before the death of his disciple. By attentively hearing the story of universal destruction, one can easily understand one's personal departure from this temporary world to be an insignificant incident within the gigantic scope of the total material manifestation. By his deep and relevant discussions of the creation of God, Shukadeva Goswami, as an ideal spiritual master, is preparing his disciple for the moment of death. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone to our Srimad Bhagavatam class. So seeking blessings from all the assembled devotees so that I can speak something for my own purification. So in this 4th chapter now, the 4th chapter is entitled The 4 Categories of Annihilation. So we are beginning the 4th chapter of the 12th canto today. And Shukadeva Goswami is in detail going to explain the process of annihilation of this material creation. So in the 2nd and 3rd canto, the sarga or the creation is described in great detail. And actually the whole process of creation and annihilation may look very complex and very difficult to understand. But in 7th chapter of the 2nd canto, Shukdev Goswami says that this is very, very important to understand. Mayam varnayato amushya ishwarasya anumoditaha shrunvata shraddhaya nityam mayayatmana muhyati. So there Shukdev Goswami says that the Lord's activities in association of his different energies should be described, appreciated and heard in accordance with the teachings of the Supreme Lord. Why we should read all this? Because it is so very complex, not easy to understand. Only few devotees, they have actually understood what it means to, when Krishna is describing creating all this universe, how it is done. But then why Shukdev Goswami is saying we have to understand it? Shrunvata shraddhaya nityam mayayatma namuhyati. So if it is done regularly with devotion and respect, Shrunvata shraddhaya nityam. So three things are described here. Hearing regularly, nityam, with faith. Mayayatma namuhyati. He will not be bewildered by the illusory energy of the Lord. So therefore in the 10th chapter of the second canto, Shukdev Goswami describes the 10 topics of any Mahapurana. Atra sarga visargascha sthanam poshanamutayah manvantara ishanukatha nirodha mukti ashrayah. So these are the 10 topics of any Mahapuran, and sarga and visarga and ultimately nirodha. These are the topics which are described in Bhagavatam, starting from the first canto to the 12th canto. So Srimad Bhagavatam describes 6 main tattvas: Krishna tattva, Bhakti tattva, Prema tattva, Sar, Bhava tattva, Rasa tattva, Leela tattvar. So it is described that what is the content of this Bhagavatam? Krishna tattva, the topics of Krishna, what is the truth about Krishna? Bhakti tattva, the topics and truth of devotional service. Prema tattva sar, the truth of love of Godhead. Bhava tattva, the emotional ecstasies one feels when one renders service. Rasa tattva, the truth of transcendental mellows and the pastimes of the Lord. Leela tattvar. So when the living entity enters this material world, so there are series or sequence of things which happens. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes in Jaiv Dharma in great detail what all happens when the living entity enters this material universe. So first of all, the first thing happens is misidentification. So living entity forgets his original constitutional position, Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishna Nityadas, he forgets that, and then he starts identifying himself with the body. So that is the first thing. First contact is with nescience. He becomes ignorant about his spiritual identity. And then secondly, mantle of false ego is formed. So forgetting his subtle original identity, Jiva, he loses his memory and it becomes more and more deepened when it is covered with the false ego. So it is described in the 10th canto. Shukdev Goswami gives an analogy how it happens. Nararajodupachanna swajyotsna rajitair ghani aham mataya bhasitaya swabhasa purusho yatha. Just like when the clouds cover the sun, cover the moon, the same moon illuminates the clouds. Similarly, when living entity is there in this world, although it is covered by false ego, the consciousness of the soul, the effulgence of the soul illuminates the false ego. So that's how this false ego covers. Then after that, third thing is 2 layers of the covering are formed, the subtle body and the gross body. Krishna bhulya jeev bhogwancha kare nikatastha maya tare jhapatiya dhare. So he gets covered with the subtle ignorance and the gross body. The ignorance that I am this body, I am not this living, and I am not soul. That covers the living entity. And then after that, pure and spiritual ego completely gets covered. And because of the covering of the pure and spiritual ego, the false ego becomes all the more pronounced. And then a living entity starts accepting himself, his body as the self. And ultimately, bewilderment comes in. He becomes completely bewildered in this material world. Nunam pramattaha kurute vikarma yadindriya pritaya apranoti. So because of the complete bewilderment, because of the enjoyment in this world, kurute vikarma, he engages in all types of sinful activities. and therefore he becomes completely bound. Tavad ragadayastena tavat karagriham griham yavan mohongri nigado yavan krishnana tejana. Bhagavatam describes that when the material attachments come in the living entity, then these material attachments, they are like prison house. If somebody enters the household life and does not make Krishna as a center, then that house is a karagraha. And the attachments, the family relations which he has, they are like the shackles. And then ultimately what happens, because of this bewilderment, this living entity completely gets covered with so many unwanted things. So therefore it is described in Bhagavatam that time destroys everything. In due course of time, everything will be described, everything will be destroyed, but there is only one thing which time cannot destroy, that is ignorance. That is a covering of false ego, cannot be destroyed by time. Jiji vishenaham iha moyakim antar bahishchavritaye bhayonnaya ichhami kalena nayasya viplavas tasyatma loka varnasya moksham. Gajendra is praying that, "O my Lord, I do not wish to live anymore after being relieved from this attack of crocodile. Because what is the use of this elephant's body? Such a huge body, but it is covered with ignorance. I only want one thing. I want liberation from this ignorance. Because that is the only thing which is not destroyed by time." Even at the time of Nirodha, Atyantika Pralay, only at the time of Atyantika Pralay, this false ego is destroyed. Otherwise, during this Nitya Pralay, Naimittika Pralay and Prakritik Pralay, which happens at the end of day of Brahma or at the end of life of Brahma, the false ego is not destroyed. The ignorance is not destroyed. So therefore, there is only one thing which can destroy this ignorance over a period of time if we keep on hearing Bhagavatam and apply the principles of Bhagavatam in our lives. Because this is the most toughest thing in the entire creation, this false ego. And Bhagavatam can destroy this. Yasyam vaishruyamanayam Krishne param purushe bhaktirutpadyate pumsam shoka moha bhayapaha. So when we hear Bhagavatam, shruyamanayam, we hear about Krishna who is param purusha, bhaktir utpadyate. Devotion will arise in the heart, and shoka, moha and bhaya will go. So that is why Parikshit Maharaj and all the great devotees, they ask only for one thing, even at the time of death, when he has only 7 days to live. He is asking, "O sages, if I have to take birth again in this world, please give me 3 things. Bhagavati anante rati, prasanga chatadasraeshu, and maitrasu sarvatra." He wants unlimited attachment for the Supreme Lord, and Vaishnava association, seva, and jivadaya. So that's how in association of devotees, when we hear about Krishna, then slowly this thick, tough mantle of this false ego is destroyed. So therefore, a period of time, by hearing and chanting, if somebody says, "I am not experiencing the advancement in Krishna consciousness," that means there is some problem. We have not served this Bhagavatam and served the devotees with our heart. It may happen externally, superficial. Yat sevaya bhagavataha kutasthasya madhudvisha ratiraso bhavet tivra padayor vyasanardhanah. So Vidura is telling to Maitreya that I am very grateful to you for giving me this knowledge, but this knowledge will become realization by serving you. Yat sevaya bhagavataha. So therefore, we have to learn how to apply this principle and surrender. Many times when we hear Bhagavatam, we judge Bhagavatam that I have heard this many times, Same past times I have heard hundreds of times. Nothing new is there. But Parikshit Maharaj, whatever he is hearing in Bhagavatam, there is nothing new for him in Bhagavatam. Just because if somebody is born and brought up in a devotee family, he gets to hear everything in 6 months. Parikshit Maharaj is born and brought up in the family of Pandavas. Krishna was there. So he had heard all these pastimes. But still, when Shukadeva Goswami started describing this Putana pastime, and he describes Sakhechari ekatotpatyat Putana balaghatini shushum chachara nignanti puragrama brajatishu. One day, Putana entered, she was a khechari, she could fly in the air. And hearing this, Shukadeva Goswami Parikshit Maharaj became very afraid, worried. what will happen to Krishna now. He knows what is going to happen. इतना भी नहीं, मेरे को भी मालूम है. Parikshit Maharaj, why is becoming anxious? So therefore, Shukdev Goswami could sense this. And then he says, Nayatra Shravanadini Rakshoghnani Sokarmasu Kurvanti Satvatam Bhartur Yatu Dhanyashta Tatrahi. Just by chanting the names of the Lord, all the illusion, all the distress is gone. What to speak of if Krishna is already there? Krishna was personally there, so there is no need to become anxious, O Parikshit Maharaj. So therefore, when we hear Bhagavatam, when we read Bhagavatam, then slowly this mantle of false ego will be destroyed. One time, Prabhupada, he came to one temple in somewhere in India, and that time he reached at late night around 12 o'clock, and he saw that in Brahmacharya ashram all the lights were off. In one room there was a light. So Prabhupada asked his servant, why that light is on so late? Who is there? Just go and see. So then as the servant was about to leave to see, Prabhupada said, no, wait, I know. Radha Govind must be there. He must be reading Bhagavatam. So Radha Govind Maharaj was that time a brahmachari there. So then for sure that devotee went and saw that Radha Govind Maharaj was there sitting and reading Bhagavatam. So if we make Bhagavatam as our life, that is the only treasure we have here. Reading Bhagavatam, chanting the names of the Lord. And just because all the acharyas, they have struggled so much to read Bhagavatam. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he took 2-3 years to get a bona fide copy of Bhagavatam. And many times we have everything in our gadgets and laptop and everything is there. And it is described, Bhilla Purandari Chandanam Kashtham Kurute. In the forest of Malaya, even a lady who is staying there, she takes the same chandana to, get some heat and burns the wood. So therefore, that is Ati Parichayat Avagya. So one devotee was saying that, starting from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the Goswamis, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Srila Prabhupada, and all the current acharyas, they all have developed the taste for Bhagavatam. They are completely attached to Bhagavatam. Now, till now the parampara is glorious, Now next we are standing. So therefore, we also have to develop the taste for Bhagavatam. So when we are in association of devotees, it should help us to remember Krishna. What is Bhagavatam? Arthoyam Brahma Sutranam Bharatartha Vinirnayaha Gayatri Bhashya Ruposo Vedartha Paribrahmitaha Purananam Samrupaha Sakshat Bhagavatoditaha Dvadashkanda Yuktoyam Satviccheda Sanyutaha Granthoštadasa Shahasro Srimad Bhagavatadibhi. So it is described in, this comes in Garur Puran, quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Arthoyam Brahma Sutranam. The meaning of Vedanta Sutra is present in Bhagavatam. Bharatartha Vinirnayaha. The full purport of Mahabharata is also there in Bhagavatam. Gayatri Bhashya Ruposo. The commentary of Brahma Gayatri is also there in the first verse. Janmadhyasya Satyam Param Dhimahi. Vedartha Paribrahmitaha. It is fully expanded with all the Vedic knowledge. And what is this Bhagavatam? It is Purana Nam Samrupa. Just like among all the Vedas, Samaveda is the foremost, supreme. Of all the Puranas, this is the supreme Purana. Sakshat Bhagavatoditaha. Himself spoken by Vyasadeva, the literary incarnation of God. Dvadash Kanda Yuktoyam. And there are 12 cantos in this, 335 chapters and 18,000 verses. So this is Bhagavatam. So therefore, when a jiva comes in this material creation, the desire to enjoy is so very strong, which is the most toughest thing to destroy. And only by hearing, giving a submissive oral reception to Bhagavatam, this toughest thing can be destroyed. So this material creation is a symptom, just like Gauranga was sharing once, that this is a symptom that nobody can be more generous than Krishna in fulfilling the desire of jiva. The whole process of creation is so very complex and intricate that just by hearing and reading this, we think it is unimaginable. So Krishna has undergone through all the troubles to create this huge complex universe so that we can enjoy. And actually, devotees, they go on ahead of Krishna to give Krishna consciousness to everyone. In one of the verses in Bhagavad Gita, na buddhi bhedam janayet, we should not we should not disturb the faith of ignorant people. So in one of the purports there, Prabhupada writes that devotees, they go even ahead. Krishna is saying, don't disturb the people. The devotees, they go and disturb the faith of people so that they may take to Krishna consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada himself, he struggled so much. He tolerated so much of pain. Yogeshwar Prabhu, he was sharing that one time Prabhupada was in Rome. And he had just come from a flight, and so many devotees were there in line to meet with him. And so many issues were there to be solved. So Yogeshwar Prabhu also went in to see Prabhupada and asked something. Prabhupada said, when I travel by plane, the pressure gives me problem in my knees, but I don't tell anyone about it. I don't talk about it. So therefore, Prabhupada also suffered a lot, personally, physically, but his only aim was giving Krishna consciousness to everyone. In the purport is described, by attentively hearing the story of universal destruction, one can easily understand one's personal departure from this temporary material world to be an insignificant incident. So one time Tamal Krishna Maharaj was there, and he had come after book distribution. And it was a very wonderful, successful book distribution. So he was in La Cienega temple in LA. Prabhupada was also there. So Prabhupada called Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and he told him, bring Bhagavatam, first canto. And in the Bhagavatam, on the Bhagavatam cover, there is a whole picture of spiritual worlds and the small material world. So Prabhupada told him, do you see this spiritual sky? It is so huge. You cannot even fathom how big is this. This is 3/4 of the whole creation. And only 1/4 is the material creation. And in this whole material creation, there are unlimited universes. In one of the such universes, we are living. In that universe, there are 14 planetary systems. In that, one of them is Bhurloka. In that, there is a planet Earth. In that, there are so many continents, 7 continents, and then in that one continent is America. In that, there is a city, Los Angeles. In that, there is a La Cienega. And in that La Cienega, there is one church building. And in that, there is a Hare Krishna temple. And in that Hare Krishna temple, there is one Tamal Krishna. And he thinks he is very important, So then Tamal Krishna Maharaj was sharing, I felt so small. I realized how insignificant we are in this material universe. So therefore, Supreme Lord has done all this wonderful, beautiful, complex creation so that we can enjoy and come to this conclusion that we cannot enjoy here, So this is the compassion of Bhagavatam. So therefore, when we become purified, we realize that all this is not actually worth it. Nanaka prishtam, na chaparameshtyam, na sarvabhaumam, na rasadhipatyam, na yoga siddhir, punarbhavam va samanjasatva virahaya kangshe. Vritrasura is praying, I do not want anything, O my Lord, in this world. I do not want even the position of Brahmaloka, nor do I want all the lower planetary systems. I do not want even liberation, So I do not want anything where you are not there. I just want to serve you. So therefore, Bhagavatam describes that, although we decide to cut the ropes of these desires, so many stories are described. The devotees have suffered so much. The story of Dhruv Maharaj comes, story of Daksha comes, story of Prithu Maharaj comes. How the desire is so very strong, desire to enjoy. In the journey of a sadhaka from a neophyte devotee to a pure devotee, there are 4 stages. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was mentioning once that first is helpless defeat. Just like Ajamil saw something and immediately he surrendered. He could not resist the temptation. One time Yogeshwar Prabhu was telling Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I must have fallen in Maya. Prabhupada said, you are always in Maya. Sometimes you fall into Krishna. So that is the position of a person who has just started many times. Most of the times we are conscious of material energy only. Then second is struggle and defeat. We struggle for some time and then we get defeated. And third is struggle and success. We struggle for some time and then ultimately we succeed also. And highest is effortless defeat, effortless success, Just like Haridas Thakur. Even Maya Devi came to test him, but he was completely absorbed. Krishne nama Vishtamana sada Haridas aranye rodita hoila Sri Bhava Prakash. So even though Maya Devi was showing all her feminine beauty, but Krishne nama Vishtamana, Haridas Thakur was completely absorbed in the holy names of the Lord. Aranye rodita hoila. Just like if somebody cries in wilderness, there is nobody who will come to listen. Nobody will come to help. So all the feminine beauty of Maya Devi was like crying in wilderness. So this is possible by serious practice. Deenbandhu Prabhu was sharing that once Prabhupada was lecturing in Los Angeles, and Prabhupada said, if you just follow the 4 regulative principles and chant 16 rounds, then you'll go back to Godhead. I guarantee it. And everybody was thinking, wow. Then he paused, Prabhupada paused and looked at all of us. He was sharing. And seeing all of us confused just by chanting. And then Prabhupada again said, I guarantee it. So that is the guarantee, that is the assurance Prabhupada is giving, provided we are serious and sincere in our chanting. So we see in the story of Daksha Prajapati, which comes in the 4th canto, he was so expert in creation, but still he was struggling with his desires to control. The desire for name, fame, prestige was so very strongly rooted. Everybody in this world is hankering for name, fame, prestige. One time, Ram Prasad Prabhu, he describes that he was on a morning walk with Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, and there were huge buildings on the side of a park. Prabhupada said, why do they have all these big buildings? So everybody was thinking something, and then Ram Prasad Prabhu, he said, Prabhupada, I guess they want to leave something behind, something that showed they were here. So Prabhupada said, yes, this is exactly like a washerman's donkey. He feels proud to have all of the washing on his back. So this is the same principle. People are proud of carrying such a huge burden. They think, people generally materialistic people, they think, with all this I'll be enjoying. But actually all this is the burden. They cannot take to the practice of Krishna consciousness. So therefore the desire to get respect is a very, very deeply rooted desire. And when Sati, she wanted to go to attend the sacrifice of her father. So Sati, she goes to Lord Shiva. And she gives a series of, reasons why she wants to go. She says that it is your father-in-law's sacrifice, we should both go. And then she says, all the demigods are going. If you desire, we will also go. And then she says, my sisters are also going with their husband, but I am only not going. So please, we should also go. And how can a daughter remain undisturbed when there is a festival going on at her father's house? Lord Shiva may say, but you are not invited, Why do you want to go? Sati says, one can go to a house of a friend, father, guru, even without invitation. So Lord Shiva says, okay, it is true that one can go to a friend's house uninvited, but there is one condition, provided he does not find faults with the guest. If somebody finds fault with the guest and becomes angry towards him, then you should not go to that person's place. Sati might say, Sati may say that, my father will not find faults. He has wisdom, Lord Shiva says, what is actual wisdom of your father? Vidya tapo vitta vapu vayokulai satam gunai shadbir sattametara smritau hatayam bhritamana durdrisha stabdhana pashyanti hidhama bhuyasam. So Lord Shiva is saying the qualities of Vidya, Tapa, Vitta, Vapu, Vaya and Kul. Vidya means knowledge, austerity, wealth. Vitta, Vapu is youth, and Kulai, high birth. Satam Gunai, they are all saintly qualities. But Asattametaraha, when these qualities appear in the people who are not great souls, then what is the result? Smritau hatayam bhritamana durdrisha. They lose all their good sense and they become blind due to pride. Stabdhana pashyanti hidhama bhuyasam, and proud person cannot see the glories of a great personality. So therefore your father, although he has all these qualities, vidya, tapo, vitta, vapu, vaya and kula, because he is proud, he will not see the qualities of you and myself. He will criticize us. So therefore if somebody is humble, in spite of all these opulences, that is very, very difficult. And who can become humble? Vaman Dev is telling about Bali Maharaj. Who can be humble? Janma karma vayo rupa vidya aishwarya dhanadibhi yadi yasya na bhavet stambha tatrayam madanugrahat. So Vamana Dev is saying Janma, Karma, Vayo, Rupa, Vidya, Aishwarya and Dhan. Same 6 things he also says. If somebody has all these 6 things, Yadi Yasya na Bhavet Stambha. If he is not impudent even after getting all these things, you should know Tatrayam Mad Anugrahat. This is only possible by my mercy. So if somebody is not proud even after getting all these things, then he has received the mercy of the Lord. And then he says, only my devotees, they can do this. Nobody else can do this. Only a devotee can possess all these things, but still be humble. As Kaviraj Goswami also describes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Dui Bhai Bhakta Raja Krishna Kripa Patra Vyavahare Raj Mantri Hoye Raj Patra. Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, they were the kings. Bhakta Raja, Hoye Raj Patra, they were Bhakta Raja and they had received Krishna Kripa Patra also. Vyavahare Raj Mantri, they were great politicians. And what were some more qualities? Vidya, Bhukti, Buddhi, Bale, Parama Praveen, Tabuapana ke mane trina hoite him. Vidya, Bhakti, Buddhi, Bala, in terms of knowledge, in terms of devotion, in terms of intelligence, and in terms of strength. Parama Praveen, they are extremely powerful, expert. Tabuapana ke mane trina hoite him. Still they consider themselves to be more humble than the blade of grass. That is only possible by a devotional process. Uttama hiya hina kari manaha apanare achiraya Krishna tomar karibe uddhare. Because you consider yourself lower than the blade of grass, Krishna will definitely deliver you in very short time. So therefore, this is a secret of advancement in Krishna consciousness. When we are humble, then that humility attracts the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Srila Prabhupada himself had shown that although he had all these wonderful qualities, but still he was so very humble. Tamal Krishna Maharaj was sharing that Prabhupada was telling him that when you go to India, if somebody challenges you, why has your guru taken the name Prabhupada? You should ask them, how many books have you printed? How many miles have you traveled? How many temples and devotees have you made? And then he humbly said, ask them, I should not say this, Prabhupada is saying, I should not say this, but I can honestly say that I have inherited the property of my Guru Maharaj. So what is the position of pride in Krishna consciousness? Can we become proud in Krishna consciousness? Because, ego, pride, they are supposed to be given up. Can a devotee become proud of anything in this world? So Bhakti Tirth Maharaj writes in Madhurya Kadambini, very nice section where he says, we should have immense pride in our spiritual, in our parampara Acharya Vrind, current Acharyas. We should have immense pride in Krishna and all the great scriptures which we have. That is our pride. We are not proud about our personal endeavors, personal, achievements, but we should have immense pride in our parampara. So therefore, all this we can understand by seriously serving Bhagavatam, that is book Bhagavatam and person Bhagavatam both. And therefore, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the beautiful, wonderful pastime of Madhavendra Puri comes. Although everybody in this world is after name fame, Madhavendra Puri got the name fame. when the pujari, he brought the sweet rice and he says, please take this sweet rice. Krishna has personally stolen this sweet rice for you. Shir lahai yar naam madhava puri, toma lagi gopinath khira koila churi. So he's, shouting in the middle of the market, who is this Gopinath, who is this Madhavendra Puri? Toma lagi Gopinath khir koila churi. For you, Gopinath has stolen sweet rice. Shir laiya sukhe tumi karah bhakshane, toma sama bhagyavan nahi tribhuvane. There is nobody in this world who is more fortunate than you. Please accept this sweet rice and just relish it. So then Madhavendra Puri, he came forward and he told, I am Madhavendra Puri, and then he learned the whole story, what had happened. He became very ecstatic tasting that sweet rice. He broke the pot, and after, we may also relish, we may think, what is the difference? We also relish sweet rice. But what Madhavendra Puri did after tasting sweet rice, that is more important. He broke the pot of sweet rice and he tied that all the broken particles in his uttari. Every day he would taste little of that broken pot. And he would feel the same ecstasy, We may also feel ecstatic tasting sweet rice, but it may not happen with the same with the, eating of that broken pot. So then Madhavendra Puri, he realized that now people will come to know my glories, that Krishna. He did not think my glories, he thought people will come to know Krishna has stolen sweet rice for me, my fame would increase. Immediately left that place, went to Jagannath Puri. But in Jagannath Puri also, everybody already knew about this pastime of Khirchor Gopinath. Thakur more shira dila lokashab shuni, dine lok bhid habe more pratishtha jani. Thakur more khir dila. When people will come to know that Gopinath stole kheer for me, my fame will increase. So therefore he left that place, came to Jagannath Puri. But Jagannath Puri everybody already knew. Madhava Puri Shripadaila loke hoila khyati, sab lok asitare kore bahu bhakti. Everybody already knew Madhavendra Puri has come. Everybody came and glorified Madhavendra Puri. And then Kaviraj Goswami describes a wonderful thing. He says, Pratisthara swabhave jagata vidit, jaina vanche tara hoye vidhata nirmit. He says, even though one may not like it, reputation comes to that person according to the providence. So if somebody is bound to become famous, he will become famous. It is written in the providence. Indeed, if somebody is devotee of the Lord, that transcendental reputation is spread all over the three worlds. So just like it is described about Yudhishthir Maharaj, his fame was spread all over the three worlds, even the heavenly planets. So therefore, devotee, he is not so much interested in name, fame, but he gets the name and fame. And in the conditioned state, we may have the desire for name, fame also, but at least we can aspire to become free from this name and fame. If we are not aspiring also, then that is a problem. So, the pastime of Dhruv Maharaj also describes how Krishna, he purifies the desires of the devotees of the Lord. Even if we have some contaminated desires, by serving, by process of Krishna consciousness, the desire becomes purified. Satyam dishatyarthitam arthito nrinam naivarth doyat punararthitam yatah swayam vidhatte bhajatam anichyatam ichchapidhanam nijapad pallavam. It is described in 5th canto. Satyam, it is true. Arthitam arthito nrinam. If somebody wants some material benefits, Krishna gives him. Naivartha doyat punararthitam yatah. But he will not give in such a way that the devotee will ask for the same thing again. Then what he does, Krishna is wonderfully, does this thing. Swayam vidhatte bhajatam anichyatam. When a devotee, he wants some material desires, Krishna gives him. Devotee says, I did not do tapasya for this. Ye nahi chahiye mereko. Krishna says, no, combined package hai. Free mein aata hai, Along with devotion, along with whatever you asked, you have to accept me also. Swayam vidhatte bhajatam anichyatam. Devotee does not want. I do not want you. I want my whatever Kanaka Kamini Pratishtha. Krishna says, okay, I'll give that also, but I will give myself also. Ichchapidhanam nijapad pallavam. Lotus feet of the Lord is the reservoir of all the desires, and all the desires are fulfilled by accepting the lotus feet of the Lord. Chandrika vishadasmirai saruna panga vikshitai sokartha nam ivarajah sattvabhyam srishtipalakai. Brahmaji describes that when somebody takes darshan of the Lord, the glance of the Lord purifies, gives the desire for service, and the smile of the Lord destroys all the lamentation which is there in the heart of a devotee. So therefore, this pastime of Dhruva Maharaj is a very, very interesting and very, very hope-giving pastime, that Krishna, although we may want something, Krishna will give that, but he will purify the desire also. One time Brajbari Prabhu was saying that when we go in front of the deities and we have some material desires, we should ask for whatever desires we have, but at the end we should also make this prayer. Oh my Lord, I don't know what to pray. That's why I'm praying like this. Please give me intelligence that someday I may pray what I am supposed to pray. So that will happen slowly over a period of time. So therefore, when we are practicing Krishna consciousness, we may think we are practicing this so many years, but still nothing is happening, and we may become discouraged. But we have to understand that, over a period of time we are getting purified. There are so many things which we were attached to in the earlier times, and we have given up all that. So we don't know many times the power of the holy names, the power of the sound vibration, the process of Krishna consciousness. We may know theoretically, but we may not know the extent of how powerful it is. And the whole story of Ajamil describes in great detail what is the power of holy name. And we discussed in detail in last few days, the whole holy name week. Many devotees described so many beautiful things. Mriyamano Harer Nama Grinan Putropacharitam Ajamilopi Gadhama Kimuta Shraddhaya Grinan. Even though Ajamila, he was chanting his son's name, but still he got liberation. So Chakravarti Thakur writes a wonderful purport to this verse. He says, Ajamila chanted without faith. What will happen if one chants with faith? Ajamila chanted while dying. What will happen if one chants while living? Ajamil chanted to indicate his son. What will happen if one chants to indicate the Supreme Lord himself? Ajamil was most sinful. What will happen if the sinless person chants? So that is the glory of the holy name of the Lord. And Krishna is so very merciful. Just like parents, they tolerate even child's stool and urine and allow the child to grow. Krishna tolerates all our foolish, petty desires and allow us to grow in Krishna consciousness. And we have heard how Srila Prabhupada, he tolerated in the beginning days in ISKCON. He tolerated so much. All the hippies, they would come, they would eat, they would go away without even washing plates. And Prabhupada would wash everything himself. Therefore, we have to understand, Krishna is so very merciful, and devotees of the Lord are even more merciful. In the 6th canto also it is described that Indra, he did so many mistakes. He made mistakes after mistakes, but still he was forgiven. Why? Swanam Paksha Poshanam. Krishna is partial to his devotees. So therefore, if some outsider materialist does some mistake, Krishna will tell all his employees, all the administrative agents, okay, iska dhyan rakho bhai. Do the needful. But if some devotees does some mistake, Krishna will say, aap log jao, ye mera admi hai, I will take care of him personally. So that is how Krishna creates hope in every one of us. So therefore, we have to understand that the more we take to this process of Krishna consciousness, slowly we will become purified, and before this Atyantika, before this Naimittik and Prakritik Pralay, we have to become purified of our thoughts. Our heart should become a fertile ground so that the seed of Bhakti Lata may grow. Yas sarva laukaik mano bhiruchya saubhagya bhuka chida krishtapachya Yatrayamaro Panatulya Kalam Tapre Masakhi Phalwan Tulya. It is described about Raghunath Das Goswami. So Raghunath Das Goswami, Sarva Laukaik Manobhiruchya, he was pleasing to all the Vaishnavas. Saubhagya Bhu, just like fertile ground, his heart was completely fertile. Without even being tilled, his heart was fertile. So as soon as the seed of devotion fell in the heart of Raghunath Das Goswami, Yatrayam Aropan Atulya Kalam, immediately Atulya Kalam, it grew as a huge tree with all the fruits. So therefore, although Krishna consciousness is so very rare, Srila Prabhupada has made it available for every one of us in just a simple way. Just by, one devotee was sharing, just by attending Mangal Aarti, we perform around 50 of the 64 limbs of devotional service. Just by being in the Mangal Aarti hall from 5 o'clock to 9:30 or 9:15, whatever. So that is the expertise of Prabhupada, And Prabhupada, he knew everything. One time, Pushkar Prabhu, he was sharing that Prabhupada met Mr. Sethi, and Mr. Sethi, he had suffered a car accident and he was wearing a big brace on his neck. So he came to meet Prabhupada and Prabhupada told, what is this? Why are you wearing this? So Mr. Sethi said, Prabhupada, doctor has told me to wear this. So Prabhupada told, take it off, you don't need it. So this Mr. Sethi was surprised, what is this? And Prabhupada is not a doctor, but still he had faith in Prabhupada. So he removed it and actually he realized that he got cured even without that. One day, Mr. Sethi received a letter from his father, Chandigarh. Your father is sick, please come immediately. He received a telegram. So he went to meet Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, I have to go to Chandigarh, my father is sick. Prabhupada said, he is not sick, he is alright, he is not serious. But he said, Prabhupada, I just received a telegram. He said, no, you will meet your father at the bus station, you go. So actually he went and he saw his father was there at the bus station to meet him. So that's how Prabhupada was also having mystic powers. He could see everything. So therefore, many times we are not aware of the simple things which we are doing in devotional service. Just by watering, just like watering the tulsi, Rupa Goswami describes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, what is the power of just watering the tulsi leaf with faith and devotion? Ya drishta nikhilaga sanga shamani sprishta vapu pavani roganam abhivandita nirashani siktankata trasini pratyasatti vidhaini bhagavata krishna samropita nyasta tacharana vimukti phalada tasyai tulasyai namah. So it is described by Rupa Goswami there, just by seeing, taking darshan of tulsi, nikhil aga sanga shamani, one becomes purified of all the sins. Sprishta vapu pavani, just by touching tulsi, body becomes purified. Roganam abhivandita nirashani, by offering obeisances, one becomes free from the diseases. Siktankita trasini, just by watering tulsi, one becomes free from bodily and material distress. Pratyasatti vidhaini bhagavata, if somebody plants a tulsi, Tulsi Devi, she sends an appeal to Krishna, please give him devotional service. And lastly, Nastya Tacharana Vimukti Phalada. If somebody offers Tulsi at the lotus feet of the Lord, he attains the spiritual perfection, liberation. So that is the glory of the various process of devotional service. So we should keep remembering our good fortune and then we'll also become free one day. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.